Then the bag
Right.
battery, let's say that's like a mobile charger, like you have a mobile charger for your phone. Then to the bottom left, we have the obelisk. We see obelisks and totems wherever we go throughout the planet. Those are your antennas. Those are your old antennas. And then we see Anchor Watt. Anchor Watt, once again, is a Watts tower. That's why they call it in California the Watts Tower, because there were Watts towers set up throughout the planet to distribute electricity. And that electricity to power up your devices, whether it was like He-Man with his jet sled right to the right, and to the right you guys see the obelisk, and these are towers of power. So this is what Charles is talking about. So imagine a society where we have knowledge of self, so we know how to harness our electricity within, and then we build edifices like gas stations. Just like we have gas stations to power up your car, we had power up stations to power up your body and your devices. And this is what we see with the obelisk. Um, so go ahead, Charles. I have other pictures.
Yeah.
But it right here, there's a movie called Mortal Kombat. And in the original Mortal Kombat, they spoke of Angkor Wat being a place where the gods return. And if you watch the movie, Raiden was a humanoid god, and he was able to transfer portals at these ancient sites. So when I watched that movie, I said to myself, oh, that's how we do it. We go to those sites to learn the information, and if we're good enough, we can learn to travel to different worlds. And Liu Kang went into inner Earth, and he traveled through different dimensions, and basically he was going to a higher school, and then he was able to shoot fireballs out of his hand. And then to the right, there's a movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme called Street Fighter. And in that movie, M. Bison was able to shoot electricity out of his hand. And he also was able to create technology where he had a flying craft, like Charles knows about the Venomous, the flying crafts in India. Um, so once again, this is proof that we had electrical machines, which I believe to be 3D printers. I believe that we already had robots and AI, and clearly we had machines, just like we see in Back to the Future with hoverboards, virtual reality headsets that we see today, flying trains, and then go ahead, Charles. But to the left, let's get into it. We see that Magneto, the headdress that Magneto wears in X-Men, links directly to the headdress that the European Knights wore. And we can link that to the Tesla Magneto device, to where we were able to distribute information throughout the planet. And if we had head devices, that meant that you were able to wear a special type of ancient helmet, like you see right here in Back to the Future. And then right here, and these devices were electrical devices like radio stations where you could pick up information and put it in your brain. And this is why we were an advanced civilization. So, what do you feel about this, Charles? I have a picture right here of
Yeah.
Stargate SG-1, and it's a controller. But if you look at his hand, you see different royalty. I've seen
Mm.
royalty with those type of hands, jewelry, and I think that those were devices. And if we now know that we had mobile batteries and that we were able to harness electricity, then that means we were creating innovative technology in the ancient
Yeah.
world. So
Yeah.
what do
That's
you
what
feel
all of that
about
was
that?
about. Yeah, that's what all of the jewelry was about. It wasn't about looking pretty. It was about enhancing that energy field. Now, how powerful is it? Well, I mean, you can control animals. You can start to communicate like horse whispering. You can start to control nature. You can manifest things, telepathy, all of this, all kinds of kinetic functions where you can train. I mean, you can train it today. You can definitely begin training. But we are told that that's ridiculous. That goes into a category of fiction. Now that's not what the governments or the elites think. I think that they think that that's dangerous. They think that that's something that they can't control. That's your God-given divinity, you know, and you can begin to work on that. Don't let anyone tell you that it should be considered to be fiction. That's why you get the movies. The movies are there to inform everybody who knows that don't worry, we know what's going on. We know how powerful we are. But for most people, the movies are just trying to tell you that what you're thinking that way is impossible. It's a movie. You're, keeping each other down. Like, oh, what you're thinking is ridiculous. Your belief system doesn't make sense. What you think you're a superhero, and then you've got those references, and then the names of the superheroes sometimes are also trying to replace any Google search chances you have of finding the truth. So if you search for giants, you're going to find an American football team. If you search for a specific kind of
Wow.
bacteria, it's going to be some kind of, I don't know, music festival or some famous rock star or something. So like when you get like,
Wow.
so when you get Van Halen,
Yes, keep talk
when you
about
search
it.
for the Van Allen belt because you want to find out how many layers there are above you that you can also draw energy from, then you find Van Halen. So Van Halen were obviously given this name, and then they had to maybe go through
They,
some kind of legal documentation to change their name so that they could pretend that that was the reason why they called the band that name. But that happens to me all the time. Like Prometheus, you Google Prometheus, you want to find out the creator God that echoes throughout Egypt, became also part of Greek mythology, then also became part of Roman mythology. You're going to find a movie about aliens. Some again a spectacular film,
there's a
incredibly well written movie, but unfortunately in that movie, the Baghdad